Hello and welcome back to the Hayden show. Going for a little continuing a Marvel deep dive pilot.
Hey! Before we get into that, you're fucking back.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm not dead.
I actually did the Hulu duology without you.
Yeah, I was dying, so
Week 1 maybe, week 2 not so much.
I was still ill.
Bit laziness in that one.
Wow.
Yes, continue.
But yes, we're continue the pilot Marvel thingamajiggy journey. Yeah. That thing you never said the first time. Yeah. Obviously we've done the
Hulu ones.
Hulu ones.
We had to delay the one to do the Hulu ones because I didn't have access to it. But I had to pay £2.49 because for one episode because Disney Plus didn't have it, and I couldn't find anywhere to stream it, so I had to fucking buy it for £2.49.
Well,
Cloak and Dagger.
We finally did it. We finally watched it now. Finally doing it.
Episode 1 called First Light.
Get it? Good light powers.
Hilarious. It's so hilarious. That joke is there. So I've been doing this for 2 weeks by myself. It's like at this point, I'm done. You can do it by yourself now.
No. I get it all. You don't get it.
I'm going to teleport out of here. Oh, I haven't got my hoodie.
That's not going to work.
Damn it. Stupid game anyway.
I think this is like a it's an introduction to some not as well known characters. A lot like a lot of the Runaways ones.
I didn't really know Cloak and Dagger till Spider-Man.
Yeah. Until that one
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Same really. They were interested in Ultimate Spider-Man was like, oh, character, they got kind of cool. It's kind of cool. They have opposite kind of powers. And this is more of a deep dive into their actual character. All we knew from Ultimate Spider-Man is their powers and they sort of work together. That's it. Obviously in this it's more of a deep dive into the personal storyline, the origin, the characters. So as little kids, they obviously there's a whole like each one has their own storyline, but it all cavolts at the start where both of the main characters, obviously Tandy and Tyrone, they both crash. I'm
fucking glad you keep remembering people's names. I always forget names instantly. I'm fucking glad you fucking remember names.
They obviously crash into the water and they're both moment when they're both touching because obviously
the light and darkness.
The big explosion because of Roxanne, you know that thing from other Marvel stuff.
Roxanne. Not Roxanne.
That's a
Roxanne. Isn't that a fucking Sting song?
I was thinking of a different Roxanne song.
You don't have. I'm thinking that.
But yeah, Roxanne, that big Marvel like
company. Swear it's a Sting song.
But yeah, so he was trapped in a twat. Because of the whole explosion, it gives them powers. The
police, I thought it was.
Yeah, obviously.
The irony, the police.
Because they're the bad guys, and
yes,
yeah, pretty much.
Especially that one.
The one, obviously, the ginger one with the scar. Like
Buddy, I worked it 20 years. I don't know how. I like to think he doesn't know. He's just imagining like someone completely different. Like he's imagining like a Ronald McDonald style hairdo, with a massive scar across his face.
It's like that scene in Johnny English where he's describing the fake attacker, and then comes up with a random like red hair, scar across his cheek, an eye patch, and all this random like stuff, and they actually finds the right guy. I'm imagining he's
picturing like someone completely different. But if you turn around and say slightly red hair and a little scar across his face there, you go, oh, it's Jim Bob. I know Jim Bob.
I always like to think as well, in the background, he walks past in my little head.
Hi, Chief!
Oh, my uncle says hi. Oh, but it's the whole, like, that first scene when they first get the powers, it's quite nice because she sees, like, that blackness. The shadow,
and he sees the bright light.
Yeah, it's to show that they're quite connected. But for the entire series, really, it's about their connection. And obviously, the first episode, it starts off with them sort of separated and converging together at the end when they reawaken their powers. I think it's the fact that they find that they get in contact.
It reawakens. You bring it back. Yeah.
It's like for being apart for so long, it's sort of not allowed their powers to manifest, and it's them manifesting now.
So it's a show that deals with a lot of real world issues.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Obviously, race is a big part of it. Obviously, police corruption and brutality and stuff like that. Obviously, he kills
drug abuse,
his brother, and then they cover it up. They say drug abuse, yeah, because obviously she's a drug addict.
Yes, obviously there's her mum as well. Obviously, he's abusing drugs, and you can tell there's something going on with back when she was a kid, her mum and her dad. And I'm trying to remember. Obviously, it's not, you don't see the episode, but I remember the future episode. You learn more about that. Obviously, I feel like their powers in general sort of contradict their personalities in a way. Like I say, she's got this very like bright light, obviously dagger, so she's very. It's like usually used as like seen as the bit good, the holy kind of characters, where she herself is very dark. She's basically
a thief. Yeah,
she's stealing. She's basically drugging obviously these rich people, guys, and stealing all the shit and selling it. She's just a con artist basically. Whereas like the opposite, obviously Tyrone, he's got the very shadowy kind of powers. So each of them have some kind of like they can touch people and like sort of delve into their memories. He can see their fears, whereas she can see everyone's hopes, which is kind of ironic because she's basically full of no hope whatsoever. The fact that she can see hope in people, kind of ironic. Whereas he
makes sense. He's fearful.
He's very so it makes it he would be very in tune with everyone else's fears. It's quite cool, and the fact that as well, like he himself is quite I wouldn't say a light character, but his situation's
dark, but he's not as like how she is. Like he's dealt with it a bit different to how she is. Yes. She's like dealt with it as say drugs.
She's basically breaking down.
He's dealt with it in the case of he's just living his normal life.
Yeah,
like he's going to school. He's in the basketball team.
He's trying
to move on.
He's in quite a privileged situation. Like his parents are quite rich, and he goes to this like rich school. It shows that despite there's the whole prejudice of like everyone say, oh, the race is going to be the way they're always the like would go to the badder school. They wouldn't go to the rich white people school. Whereas this is more like they're both situations are switched in a way. Usually they always portray like the one with the drugs and the living on their own, the runaways would be that character with the complete opposite. They all delve into all the issues to deal with the race and stuff, and I think it handles it pretty well.
It does pretty well. Obviously, there's not much to say really about the first episode.
Yeah,
not much really does happen. It jumps between the incident and just them reuniting. That's all it really is. The first episode, there's nothing more to it than that. Obviously, there's a bit more. There's not really a mystery what's going to happen. Obviously, it's clear that obviously he's going to have to deal with that copper, and obviously they're going to have to deal with their newfound abilities.
Yes, and she's obviously struggling with just living in general.
Yeah, there's not much really to say about this episode. I mean, the music's really good. I like the
definitely.
I like the music choices for the songs.
Yeah,
they fit the scenes. I mean, Hellfire, when you're watching basically them both do bad stuff, that makes sense. I think it's a song that's like you don't know. It's obviously saying that you don't really know who I am and stuff like that. That makes sense. All the song choices make sense to the scenes, and I think that's like one of the positive sides from this episode.
And I think the visuals are quite good. They're standouts. Yeah.
There's not really much special effects because
it's just light and
they don't really get the powers till quite late in the episode, and it's not really visual. It's not really on screen. It's like kind of like little like obscurish. Obviously, it does leave you asking, okay, what's going to happen next? Obviously, with her stabbing that guy. Obviously, him escaping from the cop.
Yeah.
yeah, it does leave that idea of asking, okay, what's gonna happen next?
What's the repercussions for him?
He must obviously in the top of that. It's like, okay, so he's got some sort of teleportation power.
Yes.
How's this actually working? Because he doesn't seem to be doing it himself. It seems to be accidental.
Yeah, because even her, it was in a situation of fight or flight, and obviously she tries to fight him, and that's when it manifested.
So yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's definitely leaves you asking and wanting a bit more to see where this is going, because it's quite a slow burner series. It's not like most of the other ones. It's actually got to try and explain to you who these characters are, since they are. Got to
delve more into the characters,
a lot more obscure,
because their whole ability of looking into like a person's memories and stuff and their feelings, they can sort of piece together like they can delve into like the things that's actually hurting them. And it's quite a good way of exploring other characters and exploring themselves. Interesting. I do like how it's, like I say, it's their powers themselves have got the opposites. The light and dark. Even like the offensive powers, like the actual physical powers, teleportation and the daggers. It's like
one's running, one's fighting.
One's defensive, one's offensive. It's quite interesting. It also fits who they are, because she's quite a fighter, so that's why she has offensive weaponry, whereas he's more the
protector.
Yeah, he runs away a lot. He's more like he's more defensive. So himself having
trying to get away from the situation.
Power, and even though like usually the light ones are the ones that can teleport. The ones that like are more defensive are usually Shadow. Is more the offensive one. Dark magic.
It's just the opposite.
Yeah, they work well with the opposites. Yeah. So, I mean, there's not really much else to say about the first episode. Because the overall series, it gets more and more in depth and more detailed, and you learn a lot more about the characters, and you come to warm up to all the characters.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the latest series, are we?
But we're not. Right.
Look, you want foods. You want foods to keep this short.
True.
You've explained everything. Keep it short. You're hungry. I'm hungry.
Okay. What else would you explain?
Cool logo. Gives it ratings.
It's a cool logo. Okay, to the ratings. Look at these so I can judge it fairly. I would say it's close with Runaways. With Runaways, they've got more of a variety of cast.
Well, I mean, Cloak Dagger were in Runaways at one point.
Yeah, so because it's only these
weird because it's two different companies.
Yeah, a bit weird, but
it's
MCU, so.
No, it's not MCU.
There's Marvel.
It's UMCU. It's unofficial MCU.
Yeah, it's alternative Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, what are you going with them?
I would say just below Runaways, so I'd say 86.
86.
Still pretty good, but I think because it's just those two, and it's more of a slow builder. Runaways is kind of slow, but it does sort of jump into the action pretty quick.
There's a lot of different characters.
Yes, there's more to like explore.
Yeah.
As if Cloak Dagger, it's just those two, so it's a bit more of a slower, but it's still pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that obviously slots Cloak Dagger into 9th position behind Runaways, knocking the Gifted at a top 10 into our extended canon, because now Hellstrom sits in the hot seat before our big ones coming up now. Okay, so my question is, would you like to see more Cloak and Dagger within the MCU? And if so, would you like to see the same actors play them? A bit like I say with the Netflix ones. It's an easy, simple one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So that is it for this episode. We'll be moving on to the final stages, because this was episode 16, so we've got our last, so many to go. And that'd be the Disney Plus era of Marvel shows, the actual MCU related shows. So Sunday, because this one was a bit later, since someone was ill, so she couldn't record last week. So Sunday, do check out the show again, because we'll be looking at WandaVision, the first of the MCU shows. A pretty shorter episode compared to a lot of the ones we've done so far.
That's true.
It's smooth sailing. But yeah, that's that. You can obviously also check out our other Marvel thing we did recently, which is obviously Werewolf by Night. We covered that in a podcast, so you can check that out. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed, and we shall see you for WandaVision.
Bye.
If you like what you've seen, don't be afraid to throw us a little like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated over here. And, well, I'll see you on the next video.